Welcome back, children. Today we'll start with Chapter 12 Algebra, Part 1. What is algebra? Till now, children, we did operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division with numbers. These operations were dealing with numbers, which is a branch of mathematics called as arithmetic. So, till now, children, we were doing arithmetic. Now, what is algebra? Algebra is a branch of mathematics in which symbols, mostly letters of English alphabet, is used to denote numbers. These letters have unknown values. So, in algebra, generally, we find the value of unknown term. Now, what are unknown terms? Here you can see some squares which are just empty. Now these empty squares are to be filled with some numbers. So these empty squares are unknown to us. We have to find the unknown value. So these unknown values can be denoted by some letters. These letters can be any letter of English alphabet. Generally, we use X, Y, Z or A, B, C. Let us understand algebra by using matchstick pattern. Here you can see a matchstick pattern is shown. Now, first is you can say this is one square, this is second square, this is third square, right? So there are three squares joined one with another. Now, the number of square suppose is 1. So the number of matchstick required, you can see here 1, 2, 3 and 4. In the second, if you take two squares, the number of matchstick required, this stick is common to both the square, so 7. And next is, you can see three squares, the number of matchstick, this is common. So the number of matchstick required is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, if you want to find the number of matchstick required for the nth number of square or the different number of square, now you can represent this by a formula. Now, how can you represent? You can just see here how many times the number of matchsticks are increasing here, and then accordingly you have to make the formula. See here, 4 and after 4 is 7. So how much increase is there? 3. 4 plus 3 is 7. Now first one is 4. So how you can make the formula? You can make the formula as 3 into n plus 1. Now you can just check, there is an increase in 3. So 3 into n. So 3 into 1, that is 3 plus 1 is 4. Right? Now 3 into 2, 6 plus 1 is 7. Just put the value of n, okay, and you will get the number of matchsticks required by using the formula. See here, it is represented, m is representing the number of matchsticks required, s is representing the number of squares. For one square, the number of matchstick required is 4. You just put the value here, 3 into 1 plus 1. So 3 plus 1, 4. Now put the value for 2 squares. So S will be 2. So 3 into 2 plus 1, 7. Now for 3 squares, it will be 3 into 3, 9 plus 1, 10. Right? So accordingly, for number of 100 squares, here they have found out. So you can see 3 into 100, that is 300 plus 1. So 300 plus 1 is 301. So the number of matchstick required for making 100 squares is 301. So by general rule or by general formula, you can find the number of squares, as many squares required, and then you can just apply the formula and then you can find out the number of matchsticks will be required for the number of squares. Now you can see here, these are what English alphabets, M, S, you are representing these by letters. So such type of expression, these are expression, and when equal to comes, you will understand later, we will do about this will be an equation with equal to. So this type of expressions what we write using the letters are called as algebraic expression. So that is why we do algebra. Now algebra helps us to solve the problems by writing a mathematical expression. So by writing a mathematical expression you can solve the problems. This is the main use of algebra. Now few more patterns you can see here. The first one here you can see first pattern there is Y written here. So you need 3 matchstick. Second pattern 6. So there is an increase of 3. And now the first one is 3 only. So you can just write 3 into n. 3 into 1 3. 3 into 2 6. 3 into 3 9. 3 into 4 12 and so on. So 50th term, they have taken out the 50th pattern. What, how many matchstick will be needed for 50 such wise? You will need 3 into 50. So 3 fives are 15 and 0. So 150 matchsticks, right? Similarly, now one more example. See here 4 matchsticks and there are how many? 4 and 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So there is an increase of 8, right? There is skip of 8 you can see in numbers. So you have found the pattern. Now you have to find the formula. So how can you make the formula? This first term is 4. So how will you make? 8n minus 4. So 8n will be 8 into 1 minus 4. So 8 into 1 minus 4 is 8 minus 4, 4. Now 8 into 2, 16 minus 4, 12. 8 into 3, 24 minus 4 is 20. So when there is a skip of 8, you have to just 8n and see the first number and make formula. 8n is 8 because first term is 8 into 1 and you have to make it 4. So 8 into 1 minus 4. So 8n minus 4. So accordingly, if you put 2, you will get 12. In the formula, if you put 3, you will get 20. Another example, you can see number of matchstick required is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 matchsticks are there. Now how much is the skip of how much number? Now you can see 15 minus 8 is 7. Now 7, so accordingly you have to make the formula using 7. So how much you can make? 7n minus, 7n plus 1 because 7 into 1 is 7 plus 1 8. Now similarly, now see the second terms, the second, how many matchsticks needed? It will be 7 into 2, 14 plus 1, 15. Now third, 7 into 3, that is 21 plus 1, 22. So this way you get the number of matchsticks required for further patterns, right? Now another example, you can see here the 5 matchsticks are made, used to make this first pattern. Now number of matchsticks you can see in the second pattern is 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. 9. You can just count and see 9. So now again you can see how much is the skip? What is the difference between 9 and 5? 4. Now using 4 you have to make the formula. Now how much it will be? 4n plus 1. You can see this is 5. That means increasing you have to add. When it is decreasing you have to subtract. Right? So you can see here you 8 was the skip and the number is 4 is less, so you subtracted here. Now here there is an increase. You can see 7 and it is 8 here. Here you can see 4 and it is 5 here. So 4n plus 1 will be the formula. So 4n plus 1, that means 4 into 1 plus 1, 5. 4 into 2 plus 1, 8 plus 1, 9, 4 into 3, 4 3s are 12 plus 1, 13, and so on. Parts of algebraic expressions. Now here you see an example shown, 7n plus 2. Now these are the uh, terms in an expressions. These are separated by an operation, right? Terms are always separated by addition, subtraction. So this is one term and this is another term. There are two terms in this expression, and the value which is represented by letter, these are variables, right? This is an operation, plus sign, and this is constant which cannot change. 2 will remain as it is 2. This is constant, and the number multiplied with variable is the coefficient. So let us discuss one by one. Now here another example is shown, 5x minus 3. Now these are terms, 5x and 3. These are two terms of this whole expression. This is an expression. 5x minus 3 is an expression and 5x is one term and 3 is another term. And now this x is a variable. This is unknown quantity. We have to find out the value, and the x value can change. It is variable. Now 3 is constant. 3 cannot change the value. The 3 will remain as it is. So it is constant, and the number with the variable is coefficient. The number multiplied with the variable is coefficient. So this is what we have to understand, right? Now let us discuss terms, part of an expression separated by plus and minus. So these are terms, variable, unknown value represented by letter, constant term that never changes. Okay, this is a term which never changes. This has a constant value, and coefficient, a number multiplied by a variable. You can see a number multiplied by variable is the coefficient. Now to understand better, variable and constant. Variables are used in maths and science. A variable is something that can be changed. The values can be changed, right? Whereas a constant is something that does not change. It is having a constant value. Now see here, variable is letter that represents an unknown number. It is representing a unknown number. For example, we can take it as x, a or n, and 1 plus x is equal to 3. So here you can see x is the variable. What is an algebraic expression? Now here an algebraic expression is an expression that consists of one or more variables. Now you have understood what are variables and constants. It could contain some constants and some variables. Now here you can see the example. These are variables x and y, and 6 is a constant which has a fixed value. The number alone itself is called a constant. So 6 is a constant here. Now it is said it could contain some constant and some variable. So it's not necessary that it will contain constant. Here it is 5n And here the example you can see a minus b, right? Some more examples of algebraic expressions: y plus 7, 2m 4k by 3, 3g minus 4k, and 5 minus l. Now in all these expressions you can see some English alphabets are used. They are all variables. So all these expressions are having variables. Such expressions are called as algebraic expressions. Now this is very, very important. Write the expression for the phrase. You know what a phrase? A part of a sentence. Now see the sum of x and y. How can you write this as an algebraic expression? X plus y, right? Now 3 more than a number y. A number y and 3 more than a number y can be represented as y plus 3. Now 7 increased by n. So 7 increased by n will be 7 plus n. X added to the sum of p and 6. So sum of p and 6 will be written as p plus 6, and x added to the sum. So that is why we have written it in bracket, p plus 6 plus x. Isha's salary rupees X raised by rupees 500. Raised means increased. So rupees X plus 500, because Isha's salary rupees X raised means rupees X raised. That means you have to increase X in 500. So rupees X plus 500. How to write the expressions for the statement. Let us read the statement one by one and let us see how to write the expressions for the statement. What is the total number of students in a class with 28 boys and X girls? So number of boys are 28 and number of girls are represented by X, right? So how can you write it as an expression, the total number? So 28 plus X. Now, what is the total number spent what is the total amount spent if Tina spends rupees 75 on books, rupees A on pencils, and rupees B on geometry box? So the total amount will be represented by the sum of all these three. So rupees 75 plus A plus B, right? Now, if Nalini spends rupees Y out of rupees X that she has, how much money is left with her? So how will you represent this? Total amount she has is X and she spends Y. So it will be rupees X minus Y. So you will represent it by X minus Y. Shibu ate tea oranges from a box of 20 oranges. How many oranges are left in the box? So Shibu has how many oranges in the box? Total number of oranges in the box is 20, right? And Shibu ate how much? Tea oranges. So how much is left will be represented by 20 minus tea. So all these written are all algebraic expressions. So you have written an algebraic expressions for these statements. Here you can see algebraic expression and numeric expression. In algebraic expression, you can see it includes variables and number. Example, a plus 5. So remember children, in algebraic expression, there will be always a variable. Variable, that is English letters which is representing an unknown value. And numeric expressions includes only numbers. Here you can see example 2 plus 5. Thank you children. Keep practicing.